I'll admit it. There was a time when I couldn't go a day without comparing myself to others. Social media made it worse, but it wasn't just that. I'd compare jobs, relationships, even tiny things like how someone decorated their living room. And honestly, it was exhausting. It took me a while, but I found ways to break free from this cycle. If you've ever felt the same, let's talk about what actually works. No fluff, just real, practical steps. Tip 1. Limit your scrolling time. Let's start with the obvious one, social media. It's designed to keep you scrolling, comparing, and feeling like you're not enough. What helped me? I set limits. I use a timer, 30 minutes a day max. After that, the app locks me out. It sounds extreme, but it's amazing how much better you feel when you're not constantly comparing your life to highlight reels. And honestly, most of the time, you don't miss anything important. Tip 2. Create an achievement list. Instead of focusing on what others have, I started focusing on what I've accomplished. Here's what I do. I keep a list of wins, big or small. Finished a project? It goes on the list. Tried a new recipe? That too. Every time I feel that urge to compare, I look at my list. It's a reminder of how far I've come, even if I'm not where I want to be yet. You don't have to write a novel, just a few words about something you're proud of. Tip 3. Unfollow to protect your peace. Here's a big one. Your social media feed should inspire you, not drain you. I did a huge cleanup of my accounts. If someone's content made me feel like I wasn't enough, I unfollowed them, even if they didn't mean to make me feel that way. And guess what? My feed now feels like a space I actually enjoy, not a competition I can't win. Try it. It's freeing. Tip 4. Celebrate others without comparing. This one was tough for me. When someone else succeeded, I used to feel like I was falling behind, but I learned to flip it. Instead of comparing, I started celebrating. Someone got a promotion? Amazing for them. A friend bought a house? That's their journey, not mine. Here's what I tell myself. Just because someone else is winning doesn't mean you're losing. Their success doesn't take away from your potential. Tip 5. Set your own goals. Comparison thrives when you don't have a clear direction. I found that when I set my own goals, I stopped caring so much about what others were doing. My goals are personal. Things like learning a new skill, saving for a trip, or just being more consistent with my habits. When you're focused on what matters to you, it's easier to tune out the noise of what everyone else is doing. Tip 6. Replace comparison with curiosity. Instead of comparing myself to others, I started getting curious. If I saw someone excelling at something, I'd ask, how did they get there? It's not about copying, it's about learning. Maybe they worked hard, maybe they had resources I don't have. Either way, turning comparison into curiosity took away the sting and gave me something to work with. Believe me, comparison is natural, but it doesn't have to control you. When you focus on your own journey, everything feels lighter. What's one thing you do to avoid the comparison trap? I'd love to hear what's worked for you. And remember, the only person you need to measure yourself against is who you were yesterday. See you next time.